Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay guys, so today I'm going to teach y'all how to make pineapple Coca-Cola glazed ham. It's one of my favorites to make on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a 10-ounce can of cherries, a 20-ounce can of pineapple slices, a can of Coca-Cola, some cornstarch, some mustard, a cup of brown sugar, and toothpicks. And of course you're going to need a ham. This is a 6-pound ham, and I have a roasting pan. So let's get started. Okay guys, so first I have my spiral glazed ham in the pan, and I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. But I don't know if you guys can see, it's already been like pre-sliced. So since it's pre-sliced, I'm going to cut the opposite direction. And so it's going to have like little squares, and I'm just going to cut like a 1/4 inch all the way through. Okay, so now that that's done, what I'm going to do is I have my mustard with a basting brush, and I'm just going to put the mustard all over the ham. And this helps the brown sugar stick a little better to the ham. And if you don't like mustard, that's fine. You cannot taste the mustard. And this is about, I say, like maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons, nothing too crazy. If you don't have a brush like this, you could use like the back of your spoon. That's what I used to do before. I just got this brush actually today, so before I'd use the back of my spoon to put the mustard everywhere. Okay, so now that there's mustard all over the brown sugar, or all over the ham, I'm going to take my brown sugar, and I washed my hands already. I'm just going to put brown sugar all over the ham. I'll try to get some inside too, just a little bit, not too much. And you just want to pat it down. Okay, so the way I like to do this is I like to use all the pineapples that are in here. So I like to pin down the pineapple. Then I like to take the stem off the cherry. Pin a cherry in the center. You could actually just pin the cherry and everything else will stay up, but I don't feel like doing that today. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do feel like doing that today. I'll just put this. You use less toothpicks just by putting the cherry in there. Boom, there you go. Here, take that out. Still stay. And we're just gonna dress the whole entire ham like that. gonna put them in my little saucepan because we're gonna cook that with the Coca-Cola glaze. So this is gonna be part of our glaze, but I'm just gonna pour all the pineapple juice in here. Smells so good. So that pineapple juice is gonna be a part of our glaze. Oh. Okay, perfect. Okay, now I have my can of cherries, and I'm gonna use that as well. Pour all the juice in the pan. Okay, perfect. Now I have my can of Coca-Cola. And I'm gonna pour, see how much I'm gonna pour. I think about half a can looks good. So that's what my glaze looks like. Okay, so we're gonna set that to the side. We're gonna cook it in a little bit, and I'm gonna show you how I cook it. I'm gonna put this on the stove. But before we cook that, we're gonna dress our pineapple ham. Okay, so here is our glaze. We're putting it on the saucepan, and I'm gonna let that heat up on my stove for a few minutes. So I say about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm gonna let it get warm. Okay, so yeah, about 3 to 4 minutes I'm gonna let this get warm. So this is my Coca-Cola, my cherry juice, and my pineapple juice. So it's all good. Okay, while that's preparing, I'm gonna get 3 tablespoons of cornstarch with 3 tablespoons of water, and I'm gonna put that in the saucepan once it heats up. So I'm gonna mix that with my glaze, so watch me do that. Okay, so in here, well, I have a little bowl, and I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm gonna mix in 2 tablespoons of water and stir that all together. This is gonna thicken our glaze. Okay, so I have my cornstarch and my water, and I'm gonna mix that together. If you don't have cornstarch, because I've had moments where I don't have cornstarch, you can add flour and water mixture, but I don't think it's the same, to be honest with you, just off of personal experience. I think I'm gonna do, yeah, I think that'll work for me. Just 2 tablespoons, nothing too crazy. Actually, let's do 3. I kind of want to do 3 today. Let's do 3 tablespoons. So, okay, this is my 3rd tablespoon of cornstarch. Third tablespoon of water, and I'm just going to mix that all in. Okay, now we're waiting for the sauce to heat up, or that glaze that we have already prepared, and we're going to throw that in the pan. Okay, so it's already kind of heated up. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in our cornstarch mixture. I'm going to lower the heat. So I'm going to lower the heat, move it to low so it doesn't explode on me. I'm just going to let it cook down. It's making all this foam, but that's okay, just as long as it doesn't overflow. long as it does not overflow, you're good. So I'm just gonna let that cook for like 2 to 3 minutes, nothing too crazy. And while I'm waiting for it to cook 2 to 3 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare our ham. So come with me. Okay, y'all, so I had the sauce on for about 5 minutes on the saucepan, cooking on low after I added the cornstarch. And this is kind of the consistency it should look like. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my ham that I prepared, and we're gonna pour the glaze all over the ham. Okay, so now we're gonna cover that up and we're gonna cook it on the oven for 325. I said 350 earlier, but it's 325 for about 15 minutes a pound. This is 6 pounds, so it should be about an hour and a half. So this is a smaller ham. If this is a bigger ham, it cooked for longer, but it'd be an hour and a half in the oven. And then I'm gonna baste it every 20 minutes. So I'll show you guys how I baste it too. Okay guys, so here's how the ham is looking so far in the oven. Looks really good. So I'm gonna baste it every 15 to 20 minutes. So that's what I've been doing. For every pound, it's about 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, I just come check on it and baste it. And you're just gonna keep doing this and leaving the lid on until it's time to take it out the oven. Okay, cover it back up and put it back in the oven. Okay guys, so I just took out the ham out of the oven and this is what it looks like. And the glaze has thickened up so nicely. So now you can let this cool and serve it, but this is how it looks. It's so beautiful. I love how the pineapples become colored and they look like they have their own like caramelization on it. So that is the recipe for the Coca-Cola ham. I'm gonna do a taste test shortly.